It all adds up. I hope I never appear to any of you people as if I'm some type of guru or anything like that. I'm more so, I would say, a philosopher, a guinea pig of sorts. So I'm always trying things, I'm always experimenting with things, and I just put them out there, you know, because I've had some type of success with them, and I'm pretty sure other people will as well. And it's just kind of good to put it out there, even to write these books. It's just something that I can, you know, go back and grab. And that's why it doesn't really matter to me. I can write these books, and it doesn't matter to me if people catch on right away. It doesn't matter if I can do a live video like this, and it seems like I'm talking to nobody, because I'm always talking to myself anyway. So I might as well, you know, do it where somebody else can catch on. But anyway, it all adds up. So, and this is probably the last time, the first time I'm gonna mention something like this. But I actually started breaking ground on my novel, um, and I wrote 156 words, and to me, that's disgusting. I would prefer to write something in like 3,000 words. But if you can do the math, 156 times 365, it's about 56,000 words over the course of a year. That's if you write 156 words. Now imagine if you wrote 1,000. So I think that's what is it, like 180,000 something. Is that how? No. That is wrong. That is clearly 365,000 if you write 1,000 words a day. I don't know where I got 180,000 from. It's a different calculation that I put together. But anyway, things like that add up over time, and boom, there you go. You have a novel, you have a whatever, but you just take it day by day. And that applies to anything in life. Um, um, like if you want to make a big difference in this world, I spend a lot of nights ruminating, just thinking about how impossible it would seem for me to make a difference in this world. But I was focused too much on the big picture and not the tiny strokes that it takes to make that picture. I didn't pay attention to the fact that everyone that I come in contact with could possibly, uh, use my services. They could possibly be in need of such a thing. So when you start to break it down, you understand that the micro builds up the macro. So we're not trying to jump the mountain. We take steps, we climb using our proverbial uh, pickaxe or axe pick, or I forget which one it is, but all the same. Um, and a lot of times I do wake up with doubt, like I did today after my long nap again. And one of the first things that I would do is just I would meditate, and I would spend time writing it all down and journaling and just trying to break it down piece by piece. Because life doesn't really have to be that complicated. And so when you have a full plate, obviously you understand you don't have to eat it all at once. You start on this side of the plate, you start on the other side. You just work your way around it until it's finished, man. Because we have, I don't want people to get complacent and things like that. I don't want people to relax, but we have all the time that there is. Until there isn't. And I would encourage you all to be ambitious enough to just keep going after something, and just until, you know, if you want to decide on, you know, which direction to go, you make a list, you prioritize what's most important to you, or and you choose something. You don't want to be the donkey who died because he didn't know if he wanted to drink water first or if he wanted to have hay. You know? Just choose. And when you get your fill with one, you can go to the other. You know, I'm the type of person who likes to jump around, but it actually takes a lot of discipline to do that. It does. You don't want to be the person who's just chasing every shiny thing. Oh, I have all these big ideas, all these great ideas. But ideas are nothing. Ideas are nothing. I'm sitting on many ideas myself, and I can tell you ideas are nothing. But to see them manifest right there in front of you, now that's the thing. That's the big win. That's the big show. Which is another thing. You treat everything as if it's the big show. You know? You let it humble you. You let it put you in a position where you can take action. You know? Where you're just forced to do so. Where you burn the boat and take the land. You have to. You know? I mean, pretty much anything other than that, and you're just going to end up being buried with a lot of other people who feel oppressed, depressed, and just paralyzed, debilitated, you know? Feel like they don't really have anything going for them. But you got to understand that we're not perfect, you know? I'm not perfect. That's why I always do live videos. You know? I want people to understand that I'm very much comfortable with stuttering and, you know, misusing words. You know, it just be all over the place, man. That's what life's all about. Chasing that shiny thing, it won't get you anywhere. You know, just be a farmer of sorts and build everything up from the ground up and seize every opportunity. That doesn't mean, you know, don't have fun. Obviously, have fun. It's like I'm going to have a lot of fun this Sunday when Game of Thrones comes back on. But even Game of Thrones will have to take a back seat if I feel like, you know, that's the time to work. And I'm going to do as much work as I possibly can, so when Game of Thrones does come on, it's going to feel like a reward. I won't even watch TV until Game of Thrones comes on. You know? That's where I'm at with it. And I'm a TV buff. I love television. You know? In my day, man, I watched quite a bit, man. A lot of TV series, man. I could talk your head off about some of the best TV series. I actually do think Game of Thrones is one of the best. You know? On the same level with Sons of Anarchy. It may be a little better. I don't know. The hype is real. But anyway, to my point, it all adds up, and you don't want to use social media as any type of indicator as to where you should be. You know, of course people are going to give you the highlight reel. Now obviously you got a lot of complainers on there, but you know, you're going to see a lot of the highlight reel. You're not going to see the steps that it took to get to that point. You know, it's like people like congratulate me because, oh, you know, I published 10 books or whatever on Amazon. Small books, you know, granted, but I did it. But it doesn't really feel like a win. It feels like progress. It is progress. It's my resume. Something I can take with me everywhere I go. And no one can deny that. No one can take that away from me. And no one can take away the other ventures that come to fruition. Okay? I'm no better than anybody else. I'm just crazy enough to keep trying because I've been at the bottom many times and contemplated ending it all many times. You know? That's not a foreign thought to me. But knowing all those things, I figure I might as well give myself a nice little reward for my suffering. you know. And I really want to put it all on the line for people who have a dream but don't quite believe in themselves, who don't quite have a support system, you know, who feel lost, feel like they can never make anything out of themselves. And the people who are also a bit misguided in thinking that because you want something that you should, it should be yours, that bit of entitlement. Um, and I'm here to say that the entitlement also won't get you anywhere, but going against the grain more times than not will help you reach that level of progress that you seek. You know. And one thing that I learned, because I felt like I was holding out a lot of valuable information and trying to write these books, and let me say something for a podcast, let me say something for YouTube, that I was robbing people, and I was robbing myself of the opportunity to connect with these people, to actually make a difference in the day to day. And making a difference in the day to day is just much more important to me than hitting home runs when it comes to these books. Now I obviously am looking for a home run in many aspects. That's why I'm up at 1 something in the morning. I think it's 1 something in the morning. That's why I'm up at this time. It's because I'm plotting, I'm planning. It's calm. It's the best time for it. I wish I would have capitalized on something like this years ago, when I didn't have as much responsibility as I have now, but now I'm ready to take on the challenge. And you never want to be in a position where you look back on your life, your wasted youth, and you just wish that you would have just at least tried. You've got to try. And you can't necessarily set a limit on how long you're going to try. You can keep trying. Just like I seen on Facebook somebody clowning a 30-year-old because he wants to rap, because he wants to keep trying to rap and things like that. Like, who are you to say when this person should stop trying to rap? And I tell you another thing. I'm not done rapping. I just put it on the back burner so I can get better at other things. I still have a lot of material. I still write a lot of material. As far as music goes. And nobody's going to get in my fucking way. I don't care about the opinions of people who don't even try, who don't even show up. And neither should you. Like, obviously, social media, Facebook, this tool can be used for wasteful things. It can be used to cause harm. It can be used to debilitate yourself, as I said earlier. But it's a tool. You can use a hammer to destroy. You can use a hammer to build. You can use a hammer to hurt. You can use a hammer to secure. Okay? Every tool that you have at your disposal should be used to better your purpose, to help you realize more of your purpose, to make the lives of other people better. It's not all about you. Zoom out just a little bit and you will understand that. Your problems are nothing. You know, compared to the weight of the world. And if you want to get away from that obscurity, get away from that suffering, be a beacon of hope for other people. Don't just say positive shit. Bring things to the people that they can benefit from. That's my goal. That's my aim. I don't care who's watching. I don't do it for show. I don't do it for sport. Sometimes I do tell these stories to inspire other people to do so. That's the only reason why I do it. You know, building myself up ain't gonna take me to heaven if there is one. But I see the look in people's eyes when you know, and that's plenty proof that I'm making a difference. Um, and that's all that matters. Everything that I'm doing pretty much from this point on is to not only build up my purpose, but to ensure that I touch people's lives in such a way that they have enough to give to the next person. I don't care if you can trace back my, trace the efforts back to me. Um, Truly doesn't matter at this point, um, and I think following some of the steps that I've laid out will allow for you to lead a powerful legacy, and you will never be forgotten. You know, sometimes I see my future self, and I know my future self will look back at times like this and back at videos like this when nobody's watching, and will just be joyful that I, the present me right now, didn't allow for that to predicate my next move. It wasn't going to depict how big or small I was going to dream. And like my friend Jimmy taught me, whenever I hit a roadblock, whenever you hit a roadblock, just dream bigger. Always dream bigger. There is much more to life than that fishbowl that you are in. And that's a fact. Back to work.